Think about the values a gentleman holds dear: respect, integrity, tradition. While we can represent those values with the way we behave, we can also reflect them with our purchasing decisions. Today, cheap goods have become the norm, and most consumers expect to pay a low price for something only to throw it out and replace it a year later. But there are some things a gentleman can and should seek to only buy once in his life. The quality and craftsmanship of these items ensures they can be kept for decades if treated with respect and care. While most people see their possessions as disposable, a gentleman sees the value in taking care of what he already owns. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about 7 items a man only needs to buy once. If you choose to own multiple of these objects, that's absolutely fine, but buy these the correct way and they will last you a lifetime. Hello, my name is James, and I'm on a mission to create a generation of gentlemen. If you like what I do here, you can join our private community and meet other like-minded men who share your values of style and gentlemanly tradition. The first item I'd like to talk about is your shoes. When in the market for a new pair of shoes, you have a choice to make. You can either buy multiple pairs of inferior quality shoes that will only last you a year or two each, or you can take that sum of money and buy just one pair of high quality shoes that has the potential to last you a lifetime. And Hollywood legend Cary Grant previously shared some words of wisdom on this topic. I am reminded of a piece of advice my father gave me regarding shoes. He said it is better to buy one good pair of shoes than 4 cheap ones. One pair made of fine leather could outlast 4 inferior pairs, and if well cared for, would continue to proclaim your good judgment and taste no matter how old they become. So, how do you know if a pair of shoes is good quality before you buy them? When it comes to dress shoes and boots, you want to make sure they are made of genuine, high-quality leather instead of synthetic materials. Then look at the stitching. You want to purchase a pair made with either Blake stitching or Goodyear welting. This means the shoe is watertight and the upper won't come loose from the sole, which is what happens with cheap shoes that are glued together. Just as importantly, this stitching or welting means the shoes can be resoled. So the soles of the shoes will wear out much faster than the uppers. But the good news is you can take a pair of shoes like this to a cobbler and get the sole replaced every few years or so, depending on how often you wear them, and the shoe overall, including the upper, will last you a lifetime. But there's even more good news. If you buy a classic style, like an Oxford, loafer, or a Chelsea boot, you can guarantee that not only will your shoes be reliable and durable, but they will remain in style for decades to come. Now, before the advent of online shopping, you could expect to pay at least $500 for a pair of high-quality shoes, and even that wasn't a guarantee they would last. But today, brands like Thursday Boots, Beckett Simonon, and Ace Marks are selling direct-to-consumer, handcrafted leather shoes that are either Blake stitched or Goodyear welted and cost even less than $400 a pair. In today's video, I'm wearing a pair of Ace Mark loafers, which were made in Italy. You'll find a link to these in the description. Leather is a natural material, and a product made of high-quality leather using high-quality craftsmanship can last you a lifetime. But today, faux leathers and glues have become the norm, and it's no surprise that most men's wallets are falling apart after just 1 year of use. One company that makes fantastic leather goods at a fair price is today's video sponsor, Fort Belvedere. You may be familiar with Fort Belvedere as the company of Gentleman's Gazette founder Raphael Schneider. I was honored when Raphael asked if I would consider doing a sponsored video for Fort Belvedere because I 100% believe in this company. They make a variety of leather products, but let me start by showing you their bifold wallet, which comes in various shades of leather. This wallet is made from an exclusive full-grain Togo shrunken calf leather harvested exclusively from alpine calves. It uses 2.5 times more leather than the average wallet, ensuring durability and meaning that you can buy this for life. Fort Belvedere wallets are also made with double folded edges. This requires more skill to produce than burnished edges or edge paint, but it makes the wallet last longer and the look is more refined and elegant. If you prefer a slimmer wallet, Fort Belvedere also offers a selection of card holders like this. I've also added their leather passport holder and pen case to my collection, which are both made with the same sublime craftsmanship and top quality leather. In the description, you will find the links to all of these products, plus the tie and pocket square I'm wearing in today's video, which are also from Fort Belvedere. Yes, their products are not cheap, but I believe they are more than worth the money when you consider the quality and the durability of these products. So take a look at Fort Belvedere using the links below, and thank you to Fort Belvedere for sponsoring today's video. I'd like to step away from the usual men's style items for a moment now and talk about one of my personal passions, which is musical instruments. A good quality musical instrument can not only last you a lifetime, but it can be passed down the generations and inspire player after player. Take, for example, the story of a very famous Gibson Les Paul guitar known as Greenie. This guitar was first purchased by Peter Green, who used it during his career with Fleetwood Mac. Then he sold it to Gary Moore, who used it for 3 decades with Thin Lizzy and as a solo artist. Today, it is owned and played by Kirk Hammett of Metallica. So this one guitar has passed through the hands of 3 legendary guitarists and has contributed to 3 generations of musical history. Personally, I play an Epiphone Sheraton, and I take pride in knowing that I can keep this instrument for my entire life and even pass it down to my children one day. Most musicians watching this video will know we don't need any excuses to go out and spend a lot of money on high quality gear. But I hope this video will make you feel a little less guilty about those purchases, knowing that you have contributed to the musical history of your family. Now we come to another purchase you can make with your legacy in mind. That's your wristwatch. Today, most men don't wear a real watch. They wear an Apple Watch or a fitness tracker. But how long is that going to last you? A couple of years? While it's fine to wear those things to track your workouts or your sleep, I highly encourage you to invest in at least one wristwatch that will last you a lifetime. To prove my point, take a look at this. This is my great-grandfather's watch, which he was gifted upon his retirement in 1951. I'm sure he had no idea that 73 years later, his great-grandson would be wearing this watch. It goes to show that a high-quality timepiece will not only last you a lifetime, but it will increase in both face value and sentimental value. Now, just because you buy a high-quality watch doesn't mean it's the only one you'll ever buy. Many men who get into watches buy several, if not dozens, over their lifetime. And the good news is you can now even buy a Seiko automatic watch for $200 that will last decades if serviced every few years. Much like a wristwatch, a high-quality pen is one of those classic essential items that a man should not be afraid to spend a little money on. A good pen, especially a fountain pen, can be passed down the generations and last you a lifetime. I recently decided to make a bit of an investment in my stationery, purchasing this Schaefer pen for around $100. It feels luxurious to hold and I love writing with it. But that's not all. If you're a writer or an avid journaler, you'll develop a relationship and an attachment to your pen. Like all relationships, you should only commit to one of high quality. Now, that's not to say I won't upgrade maybe to a Mont Blanc Meisterstück one day, but I never need to. The biggest enemy to keeping your pen for life is the risk of losing it or damaging it, and I find that the pen case from Fort Belvedere, which we saw earlier, really helps overcome both of those problems. When I started coming up with ideas for this video, I really wasn't expecting to put cars on this list. But after spending some time on the Reddit community, Buy It for Life, I've realized there are some vehicles out there that can last you nearly a lifetime. Most obviously, Japanese cars like Civics and Camrys can be driven near infinitely, racking up hundreds and thousands of miles. Take a look at this 1992 Toyota pickup with 500,000 miles, or this Jeep Cherokee that's still going strong after 28 years on the road. Even on the luxury spectrum, there are some classic, gentlemanly cars that can be fiercely resilient. Look at this Redditor who owns a Porsche 997 and says it still runs like a brand new car after 16 years. Another shared his 30-year-old Mercedes, which he is still driving after nearly 250,000 miles. In the Gent Z community, We have many members who own classic cars that still provide endless enjoyment decades after they were produced. So whatever you drive, take pride in your ownership of that vehicle. While the rest of the world is obsessed with novelty and disposability, a gentleman sees the value in taking care of what he already has. Another item I did not expect to include on this list is cookware. It's become pretty normal for people to replace their pots and pans every few years. But if you buy cookware from a high quality brand, it can indeed last you a lifetime as long as you maintain it properly. The same goes for other kitchen utensils like knives, pepper mills, and even pasta machines. How passionate you are about cooking will determine how much money you're willing to spend on these things. But next time you come to replace something in your kitchen, consider the values of craftsmanship and quality when making your purchasing decision. Gentlemen, it's time to hear from you in the comments. What is one purchase you've made that has so far lasted you a lifetime? I want you to tell us why you decided to buy this item, how you use it, and what you love about it. If you are in the market for leather goods, remember to check out Fort Belvedere using the links in the description. Now, to continue your journey to grow and improve as a gentleman, I highly encourage you to check out this video on little things only a gentleman does. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.